Camelot 331 here, and I bet you're thinking, could it get any worse for Starbucks? Well, I'm just going to go ahead and say this right out the gate. You should probably just not work at Starbucks. Ever since my last Starbucks video that I released, I've had an influx of messages come in from Starbucks associates telling me some pretty crazy ass things. And a lot of these stories I'm about to reveal to you are going to be hard to sit through. I apologize. This is how it goes. If you're new here, I'm sorry. We're about to get into this. And wait until the last one. It's so hard, I can't even look at it. I can't even look at it right now. But before we get into it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, doodle. It'd mean a lot to me. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't. And also, one little thing, go down below and comment right now a singular F for all the Starbucks employees suffering right now. So let's get into this awful, awful brown-colored mess. First one, I have a Starbucks story that will top them all. Doubt it. It ain't gonna top that last one. We had an overweight guy once that would come in and flirt with all the girls working. Shocking. I know. But one time he ordered a double chocolate chip frappuccino. Promptly disappeared, and I assumed he left. Well, about 10 minutes later, he returned saying something wasn't right with his drink, and he demanded I try it. He handed it to me, and it was abnormally warm, considering it was supposed to be cold. He kept insisting I drink it, and I said no, and I would make him another. He got extremely angry that I wouldn't try it, so he grabbed it and threw it at me. I ducked, and it hit the wall behind me, exploding. It smelled terrible. He then rushed out. Turns out, he went into the bathroom and poured out his drink and filled it with his own shit. Then he tried to force me to drink it, then threw it at me. We called the police, but never saw him again. It smelled like shit behind the counter for 2 weeks. Okay, what the absolute hell, all right? Okay, so this guy's flirting with girls in Starbucks, apparently. Big old guy. He's flirting with the girls. Who on earth would think it's appropriate to make someone drink your poo? And I don't even know why that would be sexy. What? You know what would really get me off right now? If you drinked my poo. We're selling poo now. It's called Gamer Gooch Juice. On sale on the Camelot store. Get it right now. $50 a jar. Sexy. Next one. We have a regular who has a fetish for girls' ponytails. I feel like I know where this is going. And I'm like 80% convinced that's why he hangs out at Starbucks. Because he doesn't actually order drinks from the bar. And you know, long hair has to be up as part of the dress code. He is a big middle-aged balding guy who talks like he's constantly drunk. He once asked a then 17-year-old partner if he could pull her hair after work. We had a customer come up to us and complain that he had put his hands on her hair once, but she didn't want to file a formal complaint. I watched him grossly hit on a young lady customer who had apologized for bumping into him. We were all waiting for a customer complaint that gives us a reason to kick him out for good. And I feel like I've heard about this before, not specifically Starbucks, but just pulling on hair. Why is that a fetish? Why do you want me to drink your poo and to pull my hair? Okay? Both of those things cost me physical and mental damage. Is that like the fetish? Cause physical and mental damage? I feel like that's a little crazy. That's a little crazy. By the way, make sure you get the Gamer Gooch juice. Next one. Hey, I have a Starbucks story. A woman began screaming at us because her daughter had spilled drink on her own shoes. She didn't want another drink. She demanded that we give her $200 to replace the shoes. She sincerely believed that it was our fault. So her daughter spilled drink on her shoes. Her daughter. So that means Starbucks was liable, apparently. Customers are stupid. Given that logic, I could buy a Ferrari, specifically a yellow one, fill it to the brim with Gamer Gooch juice, and then just drive it into Walmart and explode. And then I'll be like, hey, Walmart, you gotta pay for my Ferrari and my Gooch juice. That logic's stupid. Lady, you ain't getting new shoes. Next one. A man carrying a toddler came into the store and got himself a coffee and an apple for the small boy. The child started choking on the piece of the apple. The man was useless. He was just standing there and yelling at this poor kid to hack it out. I ran over, scooped up the child, and did the Heimlich on him, making the kid shoot the piece of apple out. The man then proceeded to scream at me for touching his kid and hurting him. He hurt him all right. You've been hurt. Saved is the word I would use. He tried to complain to my manager for assaulting his grandson. Wow. Sounds to me like he was trying to get some life insurance. You know what they say? One less mouth to feed. You could save an ass ton of money if you just choke him out. So I can't have kids. I'm just going to choke them out. Next one. Starbucks employee here. This jackass burst into our store during our afternoon downtime while we were cleaning. Power walked to the counter, slammed his lidless drink on the counter, spilling it everywhere in the process, and yelled, "I said no effing foam. How many effing times do I have to ask for no effing foam?" And I said, "Sir, I'm really sorry. I'll get you a new one." He violently refused my offer, saying, "F you, I'm never coming back to this shitty-ass coffee shop." Kicked the trash can on the ground on his way out, because that's intimidating. Kicking the trash on the floor. He then kicked open the door, shattered the glass, and then he got the F out. We called the police, but he was long gone. This dude just went in there swinging. He was slamming stuff everywhere, kicking glass. That's kind of badass. And he was never caught. Do you think there's people out there that are like serial yellers at employees? They just go around yelling at employees and breaking stuff, and that's what they get off on? You know, either that, or pulling ponytails, or drinking the poop juice. Next one. I am a barista at Starbucks, and I had an older guy come in and demand me give him a drink that's $2.50 for $1 instead. I, of course, said I couldn't do that, and he instantly rushed the counter and started swinging at me. This guy, he works fast. He works fast, man. Those PTSD flashbacks from Vietnam War are insane. They're very volatile. She goes on to say, I'm a 4'11" female. He hit me several times before a customer pulled him off me. He was promptly arrested and was in jail the last time I heard. Okay, so disclaimer, everyone watching this video. If you go into a place of business and you start slapping around the people that work there, you're probably going to get arrested. I don't know for sure, but I got a hunch you'll be arrested. Stop having war flashback. Next one. Whew. This one's kind of intense. This isn't the scary one yet, but it's intense as hell. Hey, I work at Starbucks. My worst story is that one time we had a pregnant lady walk into our bathroom. We heard several screams and sounds coming from the bathroom. About 10 minutes later, she walked out with a juicy newborn, still with the umbilical cord attached. A juicy newborn. Not a normal one, a very juicy one that was still attached. She just shot this thing out. We called 911 and she just wandered down the road and was eventually picked up. I went into the bathroom after and it was just a pool of blood. Whew, an amount I didn't think was possible. Last I heard, she was okay and so was the baby. What a hell of a story to be told. Do you know where you were born? In a Starbucks bathroom. That's when you think you have to poo real bad, and it just happens to be a baby. A juicy baby. Next one, and this is the one that takes the damn cake. Hope you guys are ready for this. Make sure you have a diaper on, or two, because there's about to be a lot of chunky poo slides heading your way. The gamer gooch is going to be unleashed, and I hope you have some goggles on, son, because where we're going, you're going to need some goggles, son. Here we go. I work at Starbucks. We had this lady that would come in at least 3 times a week and shit all in the girls' bathroom and smear it all over the walls and draw smiley faces on the mirror with her poo. Well, at least it's festive. It's festive. Poo-emojis. She then would come out and tell us our bathroom was terrible and a huge mess. You don't say. I wonder why. Well, I finally watched her come in one day. I waited for a moment and went into the bathroom after her. When I walked in, she was squatting in the middle. She was squatting in the middle of the bathroom and screaming as shit was spraying out of her. She got startled when she saw me and stood up really fast with poo just shooting all over the wall. and she rushed past me, almost knocking me over. She came in the very next day and shit everywhere and then said again that the bathroom was a mess and left. I have no idea why this is happening. We apparently lived in the most fucked up timeline. Oh my God. Can you just imagine walking in the bathroom and she's just squatting and screaming and you just see projectile poo spraying the wall like a freaking painting. Oh my God. Now, let's talk about this for a second. We've heard stories like this where people just go into places and just poo. This, again, has to do with some kind of fetish for the poo slinging, the poo slides, drinking the poo. Remember the guy that wants you to drink the poo? Don't drink the poo, man. If it's warm and it's supposed to be a frappuccino, that's a lie. It's supposed to be cold as hell. And poo can't be chilled very quickly. I know this, okay? The gamer gooch. I've already studied this for years. But do you know more about this? Please post in the comments. Why is the poo thing a thing? What is it about the poo where people want to smear it on the wall? I don't ever want to smear my poo. I've never had an urge to just get a fistful of some warm-ass poo and just rub it on stuff. Why? If you are one of those people that like to smear poo on things, please elaborate in the comments on why you like to do that. Do you work at Starbucks? Where do you work at? Feel free to message me. Message me with your story. Let's put it in a video. It'll be a fun-ass time. Let's give you a voice because that's why I'm here and that's why I love each and every one of you. So that's all I got. If you like this video, make sure to like, updoodle it, and subscribe. And until next time, make sure to get yourself on it. Diggity doggone it. Bye. Thanks, Celia. I love you. Yeah.